I know he's a tough guy, and Kevin Morin. I know he's got the experience and everything, and it's gonna be a fun fight. I think wherever the fight will go, I think I can pretty much expose him anywhere.
My job is not complicated. Knock people, and I'm come here for do this, and that's it.
Kevin Morin, get ready for a battle. It's gonna be a good one.
A good fighter. Yeah, I think it's a good fight. Maybe the best fight of the night.
Well, we are in for a treat every single time that Kevin Morin fights. It is a nasty one. He comes from this legion of badasses called Team Legion in Victoriaville, Quebec. And Team Legion led by Steve the Snake Claveau, a pioneer in Canadian mixed martial arts. He sets the tone in the Victoriaville gym. Every one of these guys is tough. They have lots of skills. They bring it every time, but they've got just something a little extra special, a little extra toughness that you don't see every day.
And Robin, this would be considered enemy territory at another time if you were Kevin Morin. This used to be warfare between Adrenaline MMA, Team Tompkins, and Team Legion. They had a brilliant rivalry in the old TKO promotion. Now Kevin Morin's been welcomed in with open arms, and you can tell that yesterday when you saw Alex Gasson shake his hand at the warm-ups.
Yeah, there's something about these guys too. As vicious as they are, and as aggressive as they are, and as ornery as they are, they're also secretly quite lovable characters. So you get to know Steve Claveau, and this guy likes to lick his own blood. He himself has 8 wins, 8 losses, and a draw. That's a fighter's record. And Kevin Morin out here with 8 wins and 5 losses has faced some of Canada's toughest at 155, including Alex Ricci, tonight's co-main event. And he fought him to a vicious draw, or a vicious decision too that Ricci won.
His opponent, Kyle Prepolec.
Well, coming into tonight, Kevin Morin had won 3 of his last 4, and his opponent, Kyle Prepolec, had lost 2 in a row going into PFC 1. But he was able to bump the slump when he knocked off Adam Asenza, and he also holds a Bellator win over Lance Snow back in April of 2012.
Yeah, this Prepolec kid is fantastic. Incredibly skilled, really slick, and very cagey, very cagey. You know, he shows you one thing and you get another. It's hard to read, and as a fighter, that's an incredible skill, you know, to be able to have your opponent sense that something's coming and really something else comes and hits him. And Kevin Morin, if this one does go the distance, which it usually doesn't with Prepolec, whereas Morin is so tough it often does, Morin has been the distance 7 times, and he's won 5 of them. Prepolec lost his only decision 3-round fight. So if it does, the longer it goes, in theory, on paper, it favors Morin.
And I would have to agree with you there, Robin, because you look at those 3 of the last 4 that Morin has won, those were all by way of decision, and even the loss to Ricci was a decision fight. Kevin Morin likes when it goes full 15 minutes. Kyle Prepolec can wane as the fight goes on, but ultra tough.
Yeah, any of these guys that gets in the cage, they're a little different up in the head, and Prepolec is definitely fairly different. But these guys who seem to like going 15 minutes, these grueling 15 minutes, there's something wrong with those guys. And Morin is one of those guys. He likes to make this a long, mean,
The following bout is presented by Drive Time Ontario. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the PFC lightweight division. Introducing first, the man standing to my left and fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 154 1/4 pounds. He is a Muay Thai, kickboxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist. His record, 8 victories opposite 5 defeats. Fighting out of Victoriaville, Quebec, Kevin Morin. His opponent stands across the cage to my right and fights out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight and even 156 pounds. He is a kickboxer with a professional record of 6 victories opposite 3 defeats. fighting out of Windsor, Ontario, Kyle Prepolec.
Kyle Prepolec with an extensive fan following here at PFC in London, of course, just down the road in Windsor. And you'll see him come out in the white trunks, Kevin Morin in the blue and green Under Armour trunks. And we are underway.
Prepolec's a southpaw, and he's a very, like I said, he's cagey. He's very deceptive. You can't really get a read on him. See that nice check hook with the right hand as Morin comes in. That'll get him to think twice.
Kevin Morin has a really odd stance. It's very hard to read. He's very loose in the cage.
Prepolec landed that jab on the exit as well. Same thing. He's sort of starting really early to teach Morin that it's going to be dangerous to come forward on him.
Good check of the leg kick by Prepolec.
I said he's trying to teach Morin that it's hard to come forward on him. He's a very hard guy to teach that to.
Yeah, Prepolec likes to dictate the fight. And right now, Kevin Morin is driving his way in.
You know, these guys, they say, you know, they like to fight. They don't mind getting hit. A lot of those guys are lying. You know, most guys, nobody really likes to get hit. But there's something weird about this Prepolec kid. I think he kind of does. And that scares me a little bit. He's a lovable dude.
Well, he feeds off, and you can see it there. Two combinations landed, left, right, from Kevin Morin, and Prepolec wore it and walked right through it.
He comes from that.
Oh, caught him hard. Morin backing him into the cage, swarming all over Prepolec, who recovers back into the cage. Morin wants to back off and keep going.
It was a hard overhand right off the inside leg kick, and wow, look at Morin getting aggressive here.
Robin, this is the best I've ever seen Kevin Morin.
He looks real good, man. He improves all the time. This toughness, these instincts, his fighter's instincts, finishing instincts, all these Victoriaville guys have that. But he's really putting his hands together very nicely so far tonight. And against the southpaw, very deceptive southpaw.
Speed advantage, definitely the way of Morin, but Prepolec is wearing those punches. And now he's got a history of this. He starts off a little slowly, eats some punches, then gets better into that middle round. Third round doesn't always have all the gas tank, but he comes on a little bit here after he wears a few.
Man, Morin is really leaning into these. He's sitting down on these punches early here. He's in great shape, Morin. And when you, oh man, those right hands, he's just putting everything behind him, turning the hip heavy.
Yeah, that was a beautiful right hook. And now Morin again answers. Prepolec's coming forward with one, and then Morin's answering back with 2 and 3.
You know, Morin is doing the right thing here with Prepolec. He's hard to read, so don't read him. Go in and initiate, and that's really working for Morin here. See that exit jab? Now that's the second time Prepolec has landed that, and he landed the hook, but Morin is ignoring it, and he's coming forward. His ability to take these punches is letting him push the pressure on Prepolec, which is working for him. And that's going to be the little battle here. Can Prepolec get him to stop pressuring by landing the shots when he needs to, or can Morin overcome Prepolec's desire to do so and implement his game?
Prepolec tried to reach forward, and Morin caught him on that reach. Prepolec was able to spin out from underneath the punch and get back to center cage. Morin again catching him over the top of that right hand.
Yeah, Morin's always been a right hand guy. He's always had a heavy right. And the southpaw's tough to fight, but the one advantage is that right hand is straight there. You know, there's a straight corridor for the right hand to land on the chin. So if you're a right hand guy who really uses a straight right and an overhand right well, fighting the southpaw, man, he is delivering that thing. Fighting the southpaw gives you that opportunity.
Both fighters landed hard in that last exchange. Prepolec's left and Morin's right.
Prepolec now going back to using some feints. That's a sign that he's mentally very much in this fight. He's thinking and he's learning.
Morin did catch a nice inside leg kick there as Prepolec did not check it. But Kyle Prepolec again just walking forward. Morin tries that Superman punch, and Prepolec all the way in. Huge head kick, flying knee into the cage, and Prepolec now bringing it forward. Morin just jolted his head back.
Morin is incredibly tough. Prepolec also landed an elbow in the inside there, the double flying knee. Look at Morin's already recovered. We talked about his toughness and that ornery toughness out of that gym, but there's something in these guys. That was a heavy head kick and a heavy knee and a heavy left elbow, and he's recovering here.
And it's almost like a brainwashing thing from Claveau. You can see it as he stood up and he yelled at Morin, "You're okay." And it was almost like Morin went, "Yes, I am okay."
Exactly. These guys want to perform. I said this earlier tonight, the high-level coaches make you want to perform for them. Even when it's something like, "You're okay," it's like, "Yes, coach, I am." And he's right back to that right hand that's been working.
Unbelievable. What a great first round so far.
I said when we saw Prepolec start fainting that he was learning. And that's the thing with a kid like this. Okay, you're hitting me. Well, it doesn't really bother me. I'm learning something from what you're showing me offensively. He's adapting in this fight, and he finished very strong. I don't know how you're going to score this round because Prepolec did more damage, but Morin landed more.
Unless somebody does something dramatic in the last seconds. Oh, I would not want to be a judge in that first round. Great round of action to open this fight. Robin, this is exactly what we were expecting from these two.
Yeah, all the educated people, all the pundits, the people that have been, the press and some of the fighters who've been watching, excited to see this card, kind of tagged this one for a potential fight of the night. You can see why. Their styles are really conducive to this kind of action. Interesting. Prepolec started by trying to stop Morin moving forward. Morin refused to stop moving forward, and that forced Prepolec to have to adapt and find one big one. That's exactly what he did. Really tough round to score, man. Really tough round to score, man.
It may go that way just on the strength of that leg kick to Kyle Prepolec, because when he landed that, everyone down Media Road jump, the fans jump. That was one of the best strikes we've seen tonight in any fight.
And they just signaled that they want to touch gloves. The crazy thing about dudes like this, both guys are really enjoying this. This fight is really just getting started, baby. Really just getting started, baby. Watch as they touch gloves. They're like, "Oh, I found a guy just like myself. Great, let's have a fight."
Oh yeah, there's a lot of mutual respect here. You can see it. And it's going to be hard for one of these guys to put the other out. Nice right hand landed there by Morin. It backed Prepolec up, but only for an instant.
Both have great coaches. I was talking about Snake Claveau, but Cal Prepolec's coach, Reno Belcastro, he's a very smart guy, and he will have adapted, he will have amended the plan a little bit here based on the aggression and the right hand reliance of Kevin Morin. So watch for a few changes in how Prepolec approaches this, although Morin, he doesn't care. He's just going to do his thing.
Morin has been walking forward with those hooks like Vanderlei Silva.
Like Morin choosing to go to the body now. Now it introduces one more aspect for Prepolec to think about when he sees that right shoulder move. It's like, yes, I got to protect my face, but what if he keeps going to my body? If you make him think it's going to the body, you drop the elbow, you get knocked unconscious.
Morin tried that double hook over the top, and he almost caught Prepolec as he was backing up. It would have been a tough one on that second time, as Morin got everything on it. Now again, backing him up. Morin coming in a little bit wild with those hooks, Robin. I'd like to see it a little bit more straight.
Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna, because this kid is motivated by his desire to land big punches, not motivated by his desire to show off the beauty of his technique. And because of that, the way that it's coming is the way that it's coming from his heart.
Well, exactly. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but it's been getting the job done so far in this fight. And he's come out here with a little bit extra in the second round.
So many incredible things about getting this, to sit cage side and watch something like this. Really, a great fight like this is how two martial artists express themselves. Yes, it's violence. Yes, they're fighting. But these guys, you're seeing the expression of Morin's desire, and you're seeing the supple skill of Prepolec as he again lands on that exit, moving back, disengaging on distance and landing. This kid is so slick and so fun to watch, and how it's easy to understand how fun to watch Morin is.
Prepolec not really finding a home for that left hook on the end, but he's finding a nice home for that right jab to start the combination.
Yeah, and he's doing well with the right hand, the right jab to end the combination as well. See, now he's feinting again. When we saw him go back to that mentally, it worked for him in round one, and it's working again. It's a sign that this kid is cluing in on something, and we saw it again there, and it worked.
Prepolec found the left hand on the way out there. That's where the power lies for Kyle Prepolec. It's that dangerous left hand. And he almost found it right there. That could have been a fight ender.
He's doing really well now, controlling the distance. Okay, Morin's coming in. We're going to control the distance, either step out on an angle or disengage enough and land as on the end of his thrust, on the end of his rush.
These two throwing almost simultaneously with one another. That's making it harder and harder for them to hit. And now Morin diving forward for the takedown. Prepolec jumps back up with the single.
The best way to get, Prepolec, just great balance, great positioning. Now the front face lock, this is a nice spot. He's going to do very well from here as he thinks about a Darce.
And that's a miserable place to be if you're Morin. You're just getting pulled by the head and neck towards the back.
Yeah, and the chest pressure on the back of you. You have to carry the other man's weight, and there's a lot of attacks you can do from there. And even when you get up, there's a knee coming up the middle at you.
Prepolec going high again with that back leg kick.
Let's see if he tries to tuck one into the liver now when he suggests that. If Morin goes to protect himself from it, see if one tucks into the liver.
That'd be the Jesse Ronson special.
Yeah. God, any kick to the liver is a Jesse Ronson special. Of course, so many great fighters come out of London. Mark Hominick, the late great Sean Tompkins, one of the best coaches ever.
Chris Clements, who's here tonight, the list goes on and on.
Sam Stout, one of the most exciting fighters. The most exciting fighter ever to come out of Canada. So many good ones, and you know, it's a great place to have this great, educated, passionate combat sports crowd, and they're digging this fight.
Oh, this has been a beauty. Victoriaville's Kevin Morin. Windsor's Kyle Prepolec just swinging back and forth. And now Morin landed a nice uppercut, 2 knees, and Morin stays on his feet.
He has got a hell of a poker face, but he is hurt. The uppercut hit him in the sternum, and then the knee up the middle. He is in a lot of trouble. This kid hits hard. He's going to the body. Oh, he can't keep it up.
Morin diving forward. Prepolec's got to pull back and land a few more.
He might look for a knee to the sternum here or punches the smart kid, man. He can tell he's hurt.
And now Prepolec just battering away on Morin, who kicks him off.
Morin is so tough, man. When that thing hits your rib and it touches your liver, you get all these enzymes released that poisons the body. He'll have a hard time standing now. He may try to protect his body. It's an opportunity for Prepolec to land to the head. See the low elbow? That's protecting his body.
Coming through the running, flying knee. 10 seconds left in the round.
Oh!
What a kick! Just glanced it.
He's got to get behind that jab now again. There's only a few seconds left. Do some damage. Wow. That first round was super close, but round 2 is all Prepolec. And Morin is going to need to use this minute. Look at, he's going to need to use this to draw some oxygen in there, to flush that lactic acid, to fully recover. He's got snakes having him sit straight up to draw oxygen into those lungs. He hurt him. He hurt him bad.
When was the last time, Robin, you saw a flying spin kick used inside the cage?
Yeah, you step through with the right leg and then you throw the left up and over, kind of a butterfly kick. You're not going to necessarily land that, but respect to Prepolec for giving it a go.
He nearly did. He glanced him on the end with it. I think it was more to give the judges a look at what he can do, but...
Well, and to, I guess, give Morin some things to think about, maybe dishearten him a bit. But he doesn't know Kevin Morin if he thinks he can dishearten him. That guy was finished. That was a done deal. Those shots to the body, finished 99 out of 100 fighters. But you don't finish Kevin Morin from Victoriaville, Quebec.
And they're going to touch gloves again, coming to center cage for round 3. These two guys are just as tough as they come.
Morin now going to the jab, may try to use that to set up the right. There it is.
Prepolec just steps into him with the front kick, back Morin off a little bit.
Prepolec's going to have an opportunity here to go to the body, and if it's blocked, you know that he's going to be really protective of that. It'll open up that side of his face, the right side of his face, for your power left or left kick.
Looks like Prepolec's got a nasty cut right on the inside part of the nose.
He won't be feeling that right now. He'll be feeling that at the after party. If he wins, he probably won't feel it at the after party either. But we got 5 tough minutes before you even start thinking about who's going to win, and you got hard right hands coming over the top at you.
Morin caught a piece of him with the right, just missed with the left. Prepolec tried the low leg kick. Morin trying to jab through with the left hand, couldn't find the range.
Talked about Reno Belcastro, Prepolec's coach. He wants tough fighters for his guys. You know, we live in a world where people look for the, nice counter left hook by Prepolec. And a lot of fighters are looking for an easier path. A lot of coaches are looking for an easier path. But Reno believes in testing his guys, and Morin is a giant test. We don't know who won round 1, so although Prepolec's got some good momentum, this is anybody's fight.
Absolutely. Morin could steal this one very easily. He had a great round 1. It depends on how the judges saw it. We were pretty much in lockstep, Robin, that round 1 was a toss-up as another kick lands, and now the Superman right back through from Morin.
Whether it's fatigue, whether it's those shots to the body, undoubtedly the shots to the body play a role, or it's the teaching that Prepolec's been doing. He's got Morin hesitating a bit. He's not blitzing like he did earlier. So this is good news for Prepolec here.
Morin's trying to hide his chin back a little bit as he steps forward. Doesn't want to leave anything open for Prepolec to land at.
That is the first real commitment to a body shot from Prepolec. And some people might go, why isn't he going to the body? Because he's smart. He knows that Morin, an educated, tough fighter, is waiting for a body shot to counter. So instead of hurrying up and rushing it, he's waiting. He's getting him to think about some other things, but it's still coming.
As soon as Prepolec
There's that feint again. Last 2 times he's done that, it worked really well. It set him up somewhere.
As soon as Prepolec goes to the body, Morin's going to come through to the head. You're exactly right, Robin. He knows that, and answered with a beautiful left hand.
And a bloodied face, Kevin Morin invites him in. He likes this kind of stuff. I know that's hard for people to comprehend, but every human being is different. And these two are, we use the word warrior a lot, but it's just in these guys to do this. And to get to do it in front of all these people and on television and show their skills and their toughness and their heart to the world, that's what these two young men are about.
You just get to autopilot at a certain point, and it feels like that's where those two are. They know they're in a war, but they've just hit that autopilot switch, and they're throwing everything they can at their opponent. All instinct now as Prepolec catches him, comes in with the head kick. And Morin again staying on his feet, backing away.
Prepolec showing that beautiful zone right in between finishing instincts and patience. Just that hot zone right in there. He's waiting, he's doing his damage. If it isn't there, he's waiting again and setting it up again. He's very mature tonight as Kyle Prepolec.
Robin, Morin is answering well, but you can just take a look at his legs. When he's moving, it's not that fluid motion. He's got a little bit of the spaghetti legs going.
Kevin Morin is just incredibly tough. We'll go back and we'll watch this fight, and we'll count the head kick, we'll count the double knees, that punch, the huge punch he just ate, on and on and on throughout 3 rounds. And Kevin Morin is still here. The body shot that would have crippled just about anybody else. And Morin is still in here, putting on a show and doing exactly what Kevin Morin always does.
3 punches missed. Any of those could have been a fight ender. There was bad intentions behind all of them, as these two really finding homes on the hooks.
People don't always realize, I mean, hey, we don't know what it feels like to play football. We don't know what it feels like to play professional hockey. You don't know what it feels like to be in. Every one of these impacts is big. When those two met in an attempted takedown and some takedown defense, that impact is huge. Most people, that would be enough to say, I don't want to fight anymore. That just excites these guys. And you get to see a beautiful performance between two guys like this, and these fights are what it's all about, why we love the beauty of martial arts.
Prepolec came forward with a nice left hand again, just missed following up with the right as Morin backing up.
We said off the beginning, the longer it went, the more it favored Kevin Morin, but for no other reason tonight other than he gets the chance every single time to land that big punch. But tonight is Kyle Prepolec's night. You gotta think he's... Oh!
Kyle Prepolec is showing a new gear in this fight. Morin tries to come forward here at the end.
I said, oh man, the ref was questioning the blood here, but you know what? I was saying I thought Kyle Prepolec took round 3, and then that giant knee that sounded like he just hit an infield triple, that put an exclamation point on it. You gotta think a couple of judges saw 29-28 for him. Maybe a judge saw 30-27. Kevin Morin is my hero when you see toughness like that, but Kyle Prepolec is a winner, and man, did he look good. He's limping now. It hurts to knee another man in the noggin.
And Robin, that last knee to the face of Kevin Morin, from Kyle Prepolec, opened up a gash over the right eye of Kevin Morin.
And for Kevin Morin, that's just a little color. He doesn't mind. He's accustomed to this. This is what this guy does. It takes a certain kind of man to get into a cage like this, and woman like we have tonight in the main event, 2 fantastic females, top 115 pounders in Canada. But it takes a certain kind of person to do this, but it takes a whole other kind to walk through that fire when you're getting hit over and over again like Kevin Morin did tonight, and keep showing that desire to win.
Almost a shame we don't get 2 more rounds of this one. What a beautiful fight. But Kyle Prepolec looks like he'll come out on top, Robin. He definitely got rounds 2 and 3. Round 1 may have gone the way of Morin. We'll have to get the judges' scorecards to make it official, but I've got a 29-28 Prepolec.
Prepolec is a talented dude, man. He's like, We went over it. He's very deceptive. He's very cagey. He's very skilled. But tonight he put his foot on the gas at the right times. He showed patience at the right times. He's a very mature young man. He's only 24 years old, but he showed a lot of maturity in here. This is a good fighter, man. It's a good martial artist, and he had a tough one in front of him tonight. A lot of guys, it's hard to keep that gear going. He did it.
And perhaps the biggest note, as we're about to go into the cage to Mike Markham, Kyle Prepolec got better as the fight went on. He found another gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for the final decision. Kyle Costello, John Patrick Goulart, and Jason Rogers all score the bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Kyle Prepolec.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Prepolec, what a fantastic display of mixed martial arts here. I'm amazed at that double jump knee, man. Walk us through that.
Well, I'd like to thank my coach and corner staff. They helped me with that. Paul Russo, Reno, and Phil and all them. They helped me set up all that and helped me watch out for everything that he's got, you know. I want to thank them and all my teammates and everyone who helped me out for this. And friends and family, of course, for support, and the whole PFC staff and everyone who came today. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank Street Soldier for the sponsor, Boston Pizza, and the support local fighters. Thank you so much.
Kid just had a crazy fight and talking like he's at a Thanksgiving dinner with his family.
Momentum into the second round and into the third, you just absolutely were dominating with your range. That little in and out boxing that you were doing, fantastic. Can you walk us through that? Have you been working on that? And what are we going to see next?
Yeah, I've been working that a lot. You know, I like to watch a lot of like Mark Hominick because he usually does that little thing, but he comes back more. That's what I got to work on, and I'm sure my team and everyone will help me go through that, get better with my combinations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your winner by decision,